Welcome to week 5 of Digital Design 2 during our remote learning situation. I hope that everybody's doing well, and I want to make sure that you're on track. So this one's going to be a little bit longer, just to make sure that you've gotten everything that you need to get done, or have access to what you need, and know where we're moving forward. I also want to make sure you're aware of the new grading expectations that have been put out by the district, and how you can be receiving a passing letter grade in this course. So first thing I want to do is I want to go over just briefly what you should have been already completed, if you're sticking with me and moving forward, since we went into this situation in March. So previously you should have completed the JavaScript Code Academy course, units 1 through 5, to learn about how to code JavaScript and create some programs that can be integrated on the web. And to practice those skills, we worked through creating a rock, paper, scissors game, a text calculator page, which I provided a walkthrough for in video form, a Magic 8-Ball page, which was to test your skills of integrating JavaScript, CSS, and HTML together, a color changing website, and a random number generator game. So those are how we were going to practice our JavaScript, and we'll come back to JavaScript and integrate it into a website here in a little bit when we get further along in the course. Last week, I know that it was really late, and I completely apologize again. I ran into an issue with the Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop lessons, but now I've got it under control and know what I'm doing. And so there were 4 lessons last week that were posted throughout the week, all the way up until Friday, that I'm giving extended time for, obviously. Those are creating an illustration using drawing tools, which is a complete review of how to use the pen tool. Shouldn't take you very long. I don't even know if you need to watch the video on it, but I wanted to make sure you knew how to do that. It does have like 1 or 2 clarifications for the pen tool and how to join things, so I would check through that. Don't just assume you know everything, but it is a good review, even though it's a really long PDF. And then you've got using color to enhance signage, which was a great lesson of going over how to use the color tools in Illustrator. Organizing artwork on the layers, which was a quick one on how layers work, very quick lesson. And effects and graphic styles, also a pretty quick lesson on how to use those. Then you were asked to do a time machine print and web ad assignment, where you took an old advertisement and turned it into a modern age 2020 advertisement in Illustrator. And then I wanted you to create a company logo in Illustrator for our company that we were discussing before we left for break, for the shaving cream, and a website plan for that company as well for future lessons. After you've kind of worked through that, which I know most of you are working through still, this week I have also posted a mass and channels lesson in Photoshop, typographic design in Photoshop, and vector drawings in Photoshop lessons onto week 5's channel. And then the assignment this week is a movie scene in Photoshop. So it's kind of narrowed down and giving you a little bit of time to catch up on last week. I want to make it very clear that you need the Adobe Programs. You need them on your computer, or you need to get a laptop from me to do that. This week I'm at the high school, April 27th through May 1st for most of the week, because I'm working on yearbooks. So I can get you a laptop at the high school this week. If you are needing one, I'm going to be contacting you and making sure that you have access to that. I want to make sure you know how to install the Adobe Programs if you are planning to install them on your computer. So going into Microsoft Teams, going into our team here, I have on both of these channels, Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop, a walkthrough of how to install Adobe up here at the top in the tabs. And I'm also going to post this up to the general as well, of how to install Adobe on your computer. Very important, most important thing is to sign out of all Google accounts inside Google Chrome before trying to do this, and only being signed into your school one. If you're signed into any other Google accounts, it will not go through correctly. But you'll be able to go to this website, download it, continue with Google, choose an enterprise account, and download the programs you need. For this class, we're going to need Photoshop, Illustrator, Dreamweaver, and Animate. Again, if you need a laptop because you don't have internet access very well, or your internet's super slow, or you don't have space on your computer, or your computer's super old, let me know. I need to get you one. So that's how we can get Adobe for you at home. And it's a great opportunity because normally you can't get these Adobe programs. So really smart opportunity to be able to download those and get those installed. Not new this week, we're going to be doing a weekly check-in. It's a quick form where I check in with you to make sure that you have everything that you need to complete the work and are getting feedback as you need to. This is going to start happening weekly and is required, so make sure that you're doing those. And it's been posted on the general channel of our page. So if you go to general here, if I scroll up, it's right here, week 5 check-in. I've also got it here on our tab of week 5 check-in. It's a quick form. I need that done by Wednesday because I want to make sure that I have everything that you need. And lastly, I want to make sure that you know how to get through Microsoft Teams and access these Adobe lessons. So in our Microsoft Teams, again, the general channel is for general overview information. It's going to have all of your assignments posted automatically. It's going to have our weekly check-ins. It's going to have our weekly overviews. And it's going to also have the social hours that we're doing for all of our students on Thursdays in the evening. I want to also make it clear that every week I've been posting an overview. Again, last week was a little late, but it tells you what to do, how to get through stuff, and there's a video in every single one of them, like this one, to tell you how to get through stuff and how to navigate and what you need to know for that week. If you're not watching these videos, they're really quick, less than 5 minutes usually. I suggest you watch them. This week's a little bit longer because I'm obviously going over a lot more stuff. So for this week, for Remote Learning Week 5. You can see I've posted the weekly check-in form. I've got how to install Adobe up here at the top as a tab. And remember that each channel has their own tabs. So if I go to like Basics of JavaScript, it's got its own tabs up here. Adobe Photoshop for Week 5, own tabs. And you can see here I've linked in all of these assignments. You have options to either click here or go here. It doesn't matter. It'll load straight into MS Teams, and you can click this and hit download if you'd like to download this. If you have a slower internet speed or you don't want to use up bandwidth, you can download them to your computer. But what I want to point out in this is these are kind of long, but remember it's because they've got screenshots. Screenshots take up a lot of room. But the other thing I want to point out is there's these orange bars with video walkthroughs. These orange bars essentially do everything underneath this heading. So for getting started, if you press this button, it's going to take you through everything until you reach using selected masks and selecting a subject. And same thing for the next one. So the video walkthroughs are really great. Available for you, totally help you. I mean, you have clarification for instructions here, and you can zoom in here at the bottom however you wish to. So you can read through those and get through them, but you can click those video walkthroughs. Highly suggest those. Now, to get the files that they're talking about, they talk about going to Adobe Bridge sometimes. You don't really need to use Adobe Bridge. And they talk about getting the files from your lesson files. Those are going to be posted in the files for that week. So in the channel, under Files, you can see that I have 3 folders here. So if I'm doing Lesson 1 and I'm going to Masks and Channels, I'm going to need this file. So I'm going to click the click the triple dot and then hit download, and now you've got the Photoshop file that they talk about in the lesson. Some lessons are going to have more than one file, so you can see here this one's got 3 files that they ask you to use. Download them. You can download multiple and then unzip the file if you want to, but if you don't know how to do that, I suggest downloading them one by one. So that's kind of how you can navigate through here. And then you've got your movie scene assignment for this week. Movie scene is going to be creating using masks and puppet warps and shadows and those kinds of things to make something look as realistically as possible for a movie scene. So here's an example of a movie scene that a student created, putting a bunch of images together. And then you would also integrate some shadows and those kinds of things. You'll learn lots of cool stuff. It'll be good. So hopefully you're doing well and you're getting into this remote access, and I hope that you get through what you need to and have a fantastic week.